Hello and welcome to Spy Money. Today's recap. Where are we going? Have we seen the bottom? We actually come out of what I had mentioned yesterday and this morning. And actually, let's go to a 15-minute instead. So this morning, when I did the live brief, we were right on through, we were right on through here, and I thought that we were going to come down and actually touch this bottom pennant, but it turned out we actually got right above it, and then we rallied all day, and we actually hit a very good hit. I think it was like over 100 points. So we ended up going 168 points today, 7%, and we hit that by, actually I guess this was early in the morning, and then we hit all the way up to the high at 5:45 this morning. Then we started coming down. Okay, so I'm sorry, we weren't starting here at the briefing. We were over in this area, actually right about here. So we started coming back down, and what I was wondering is if we were actually going to bounce off of this triangle that we were in, or if we would actually come down inside it and then just bounce around. And I thought we would actually end up right in this area. So what ended up happening was we go up 168 points, and then we actually drop down, and we made a new low, and we actually dropped 238 points. So not only did we lose what we did and what we gained overnight, we actually lost all of that plus some. So where are we going to go from here? I personally think this all boils down to the CV virus. If we get the vaccine for it, or the cure, whatever it is that they call it, that they're working on. They've actually got it in humans right now. They started that yesterday, that I know of yesterday, maybe before. But they started that, and they said it takes a couple days to make sure everything's going to work. If that is the case, then I believe we are looking at probably either a Saturday or a Sunday news briefing of saying that they have the cure for it. So, or cure might not be the right word, but some way to control it, to where it doesn't let people die. If that happens, I think that we're going to have a rage. If we don't get that, then I don't know if we've seen the bottom. This is probably bigger than what we know about. I don't know, for them to actually shut down all the businesses, doing a 2-week quarantine and all that, who knows what's going to happen. You can't even buy toilet tissue in this town. You can't buy Scott towels in this town. No wipes, nothing. So, if you weren't stockpiled like myself, then you're probably going to be doing something else. You need a bidet, I guess. So there's a lot of things I'm missing. Clorox wipes and all that. Clorox actually took off and did pretty good. So that is my take on the CV and the market. And I think that once we get that new, whatever you call it, the cure, I'm going to call it, as soon as we get that vaccine done, then I think that we're going to rage on it. So come Sunday, it's all going to depend on that, in my opinion. We actually busted out that pennant, and we went down below the pennant. So I was not expecting that. So ES ended up coming down, new low. But here's one good thing is my SPY puts that I had in place as a hedge, they're still negative. And I bought those up in here, and it went up and come down. They should have been making money, but they're not. So that means the premiums they're not giving the premiums for them, but on your calls, the premiums start going up. So that's a good sign that the market is probably going to start going up. And then if we go to gold, I ended up buying puts right here last night before I went to bed. And so when I bought the puts right here, it actually went up, and now it's coming down. Now gold's starting to go up. I thought gold was actually going to drop out, but since gold is starting to go up, it kind of makes me think that maybe people are going to start putting their money in the gold. And if they do, I think that's going, it's going to hurt my puts. But they're long out. They're May 20th, I think it is. So I got plenty of time. But as soon as the market starts turning, I believe that the gold is going to start dropping. So we'll just have to see on that. Then we have the crude oil. I could have sold, and I almost did it, and I wish I would have now. I could have sold at, I think it was right along noon or so. Let's see, what time? 4, so 12. So yeah, right on through here, I could have sold for $300 profit on it, and I didn't because I thought it was going to keep on rallying. I wish I would have went ahead and sold because now I'm down, I don't know how much it is, maybe $300 or $400 on it. I should have sold there and just held until I figured out where it was going to go, because that's actually in a future contract. In a futures contract, it costs more money to get involved on it. So if we can get a good bounce out of the market, I think the crude oil is going to take off too. But we had a huge drop right there. This is a 15-minute chart, and it dropped pretty good. So crude oil, I'm not real sure. I know gas prices are really cheap, but I'd rather pay higher gas prices and make a fortune on this. So that's my take on it. And then we have the dollar. The dollar is dropping. That is good. But then again, it dropped here as well and then rallied. But now we're starting to set up a channel. So if the dollar is doing this, then that is actually pretty good, because usually when the dollar goes down, the market goes up, usually. So we'll see what we're going to do with this channel, see what happens on Sunday, if we actually come through, bounce up, or whichever. So we've got this channel set up to kind of watch it, to see what happens. So, but again, usually the dollar will usually go against the ES, and gold will usually go against the ES, but the dollar's been the only thing been rallying, and the gold and ES have been running together, which I don't like. The Dow Jones sold off, I think it was like 4,000 points or so. I think it's what they said today that it sold off. So look at this. Go to there, to there. It's 1,400. No, it's 4,000 this week is what it was. That's what the news was saying. So this week, starting on Monday, I guess they're going from up here. So if we went there to there, that's 4,079 points from there to there. So that's what they're going by. So this is the biggest drop since the early 1900s. I don't remember what date they said, but it was maybe the 30s or teens or something. It's the biggest drop we've ever had in 1 week. So that's going to be a biggie. And then we have natural gas. It started actually going up, and I thought we were going to continue that way. And then right at the end, it just sold off. So natural gas is a bummer to me. I'm still not convinced that it's not going to rally back up, but it very well may go ahead and start selling off. And if we go back to that weekly, let's see here. We go back to the weekly. I'm still looking at this spot here. So you guys, D-guys, that's the people we're talking to right now. But since we broke through this trend, I may have to rethink my thinking on it. We went up, we touched that 15 on the weekly, and then sold off from there. If we go back to the 1 hour, we are actually kind of in a little bit of a channel. So if we did from, let's see here, we could actually do from here over to there, and then we come down. Probably that one would be the one we go to. So let's see what happens in this channel here. And I went by, zoom in, and I went by this green one. This red one, it could be that one, but more than likely if the green one bounced there, then that's probably what we're going by. I went by these bodies, and then I kind of picked up these bodies right here. So that's probably in the channel that we're talking. It could be on down to this one and over, but I'd say it's probably that one there we're going to go by. So we'll just have to play that by ear on each video and see where we go with it and decide. Again, this may come down and just touch there and then just come back up. I have been basing everything off of this trend, thinking that this trend would actually hold it, but it's actually broke through it now, and it's actually went quite a bit. So I'm convinced that this trend is no longer one to go by, even though it actually played on it a lot. Then we got NQ. You got the NASDAQ. It's the future of NASDAQ. It did the same thing as ES, went up and then just sold off all day. This one sold off, let's see here, sold off 740 points. That's what it sold off. So that's a lot. That's one big, huge drop. Now, one thing about it, a lot of times before a reversal, you will get a big old sell-off. And it could be, that, people like this through here could have been all the shorts covering, and then all of a sudden they hop back in. A lot of things could have happened here. I truly believe it's going to be based on that vaccine. If that vaccine comes out and it's a cure, then the market will rally. I'm basing everything off of that. So let's just hope it works out. American Airlines, it dropped out of this one, so we're going to go ahead and take that flag out. It really was not a flag. A flag would actually keep on going a little bit. So we were trying to make something, a pattern out of something there, but it just didn't follow through. Right now we are basing across down here. So with it kind of holding support, we've got right here. This is holding support. We actually didn't touch it today. I'm surprised we never, with the way it sold off. But by looking at this, it looks like it's basing over. We have our drop, base. Now we just need a rally. It could be that it had a drop here, so we'll just have to see what happens with it. But I would say that, again, this is going to be based off of the others. So, just as far as the virus and stuff, that's what all this is over. And I think a lot of it's political. I know it's a big deal. I know that they've shut down a lot of businesses, but I'm just not convinced like a lot of people are. I'm very, very skeptical about what happens in our world. Just like with the virus, we had all those Hong Kong riots and everything. You don't hear anything about it now. So did they do that just to break that up, and then some of the virus got out to some of the other countries and stuff? So maybe this is just a way to break up a lot of things that were going off. So I think governments, whether it be our government or Chinese government or any other, I think there's things that they do just to silence people. It's all in control. And if that's true, what I just said, then it's really a shame that governments would go that far to do something like that. So, and then we have Apple. Apple sold off hard today. It sold off with the market. I mean, all of these stocks are following the market, and with ES dropping off that much, that's a lot. So we will have to see on Sunday what's going to happen. Sunday's going to be the telltale, I think. We could get another drop on Monday, but if we do, then I think we're going to keep on going. AMD, straight across, it's actually holding its own. It's not dropped down below any of the lows, so AMD is actually, I think, still bullish on that one. They're just holding their own on all of it. This is just one big old base right across it. So you've got, this was a bear flag where you have the flag here and the pole, then it come down. Here's another little bear flag, then it come down. Now we're basing. So since we're running a base across it, that tells me we're in consolidation. Usually that will make it go the opposite direction. It is the reversal type pattern that you'll see. Not always. It could still drop out, but I think that we're going to keep on going past it. As far as this is descending wedge pattern, I think we're going to be out of that now. We do have, maybe it's actually running off of that one where we didn't run it before. So let's do this. We go, if I raise that up to that one, see now it's actually working with that. So we're still in a descending wedge pattern. So let's go ahead and move this down to here. And that's why you have to keep readjusting your patterns. Sometimes a pattern looks like it will be closer in because we had all this, consolidation through here and it looked like it was coming through and that might have popped out. But as it turns out, that one and this one are perfect. So, and on some of the stocks before, I've had two different ones because I wasn't sure which one, and then we would delete the one later when we figured out which one was actually working. So, got AMD, I think it's holding its own. I'm still bullish. Amazon, I'm still bullish on it. I was up $5,000 here yesterday, and right now I am up pretty close to the same now. Let's see here. Let me go back and look. Amazon, I'm up $4,300 right now at closing right here. So if I was up 5,000 there, and then during the day I was up around 3,500, now I'm up 4,200. That tells me that the buyers are coming in. So I think this was just a fake out, trying to get some people out, maybe a little profit taking. On this one, I believe that we're going to be going up. And you can see on the MACD down here, it's starting to curl a little bit. We barely dropped out of the RSI, and if you look across, you've got a lot that is real close to where we are with this one right here. So you can actually draw, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can put you can draw lines on this. You can put trend lines. So if you had a trend that you saw, say from here up to here, you can leave that trend there. So you don't have to do it up here. You can do it on your RSI too. So I'm going to take those off. So you can do that on your RSI. You can do it down here on your MACD. I prefer charts up here so they stay. BA is just straight base across, and we've been consolidating all the way across all week. We did run up, but we come down, but we didn't go below. A lot of these stocks, since they didn't drop below our low that we had before, makes me feel more comfortable in the decision of being bullish on most everything. I added CAT today, and it's in a bear flag right here. And it looks like it dropped out here. Boeing may go ahead and come down to 88.58. May retest, the low it had of 87.50. So we'll have to see on that. But that is a perfect bear flag. Absolutely perfect. It actually went a little farther than what I thought it would. Usually it's, within, say, 4 days or so. Kept on going, but we actually dropped out. The market did drop out too, so that would make this probably sell off. But as far as Boeing or a Caterpillar, I think that we are looking at long term. I'm bullish on it, but I have to see where this is going to go. I wouldn't get in it yet. We may go ahead and hit the 88.58 again. Then we have Carnival Cruise Line. It's actually holding its own. Honestly, the other day I was thinking this might keep on going, but now, even with that sell-off we had, we're still going up through there. We've got a good trend. See if we start it from here, and if we go right on up, we're going to pick up that candle, that one, this one, and then so this will probably come in. We're probably going up on Monday on this one. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see here. Take it a little bit further so we can add that in for like a couple of days and see what happens. Let's see here, right there. So, and there's a chance we might drop out of that, but this is a trend that is actually following, and we can just see what's going to happen with it. Our MACD is actually turning over, but that's because of this sell-off right here. If we didn't have that sell-off, it wouldn't be turning. So we'll check back on that on Monday morning and see what's going on with that. When we do the recap, we should have some candles out here to see where it's going. Clorox, I went to the store today. I went to Walmart, could not find any Clorox, no disinfectant wipes, nothing. It just wasn't there. It looked like the place had just never had it. All the shelves were cleaned out. I did find Great Value, which is a Walmart brand. I found the Walmart brand Clorox spray, and there was 5 of them, and that's all that was there. And I don't know why no one bought them. I don't know if they just put them on the shelf or what, but I bought all 5 because I don't know really if when we're able to get them again, and that's what we use to clean our kitchen counters and stuff. And I'm leaving town tomorrow, and I want to go ahead and take some with me, share with some other people, so they can have some. We go through probably a bottle a month or so. It's not like we use a lot, but so if I have a couple bottles to keep back, I can take the other 3 and share them when I get back in town where I'm from. So I did get those. Clorox is actually going up. It looks like it's pulling back now, and I was actually thinking that today it might pull back, but I didn't think it would drop past the 181. I drew this trend as just a trend to show you a path. This is not an accurate trend. It was just a trend just to let you know of the direction. So we actually dropped down below it. There's a chance that Monday we could come down and see the 167.29. Would I get in it now? I don't know. I would have to see a little bit of pattern difference. I think Clorox is probably going to run along this line. And we actually dropped a little bit below, but again, I don't have this drawn out exactly. I picked up a couple candles, just eyeballing it, but we'll just have to see where it is. Come Monday, maybe I'll have a better trend line to look at to go from there. So I'm neutral on this right now. I definitely would have been getting out of it right here for sure, but I wish I would have got in down here because I would have sold up there. Disney, it looks like Disney's dinner date with Minnie got canceled because Minnie is high maintenance. Minnie likes the best of everything. She doesn't go for the fish and chips. She wants the lobster. So Mickey probably is not going out to dinner tonight because he lost everything that he had gained for 2 days. So I believe that long term, I think Disney and Minnie can probably go out to dinner sometime soon, but I think it's going to be maybe next Friday before he can take her out. So I believe that Minnie is going to be without a date tonight. So because Mickey's not going to be able to afford it. I got Live Nation, LYV. Live Nation, I'm in this one and I'm up. I am up. How much am I up? 120%. So I'm up $450 on this one right now that I could have sold out for and didn't. So this is one that I think in the long run, this is something you could hold for a while. This is where you buy all your tickets and stuff to go to the concerts. So when this virus gets over and people start getting back, they have been cooped up in their house for 2 weeks over this, and they are going to want to go to concerts and stuff. So this is going to thrive. This is going to take off and just rage hard, I think. That's my personal opinion. I got Roku is actually still going up. This could be a bear flag though, so be careful on this one. You've got you got this. See, more candles are touching about there. It actually dropped out there, but I'm gonna go with that one, and I'm gonna go with this right here. I'm picking up more of the body than the candle or the wick, and then up here I'm picking up the top of the body. So I want to see it stay within this range. It might drop out just a little bit here, as you can see, but for the most part I think it's actually, I'll tell you what, I can move that down a little bit. I could pick up that one, this one, this one. That's more in line with it, and then I'll take this one and bring it on up. So this could easily be a bull flag or a bear flag. So if we got this one and then we change that color over to a purple. So we got this one to purple, we got that the bear flag. And what time frame is your fibs on? Olivia, I usually make them on a weekly. Let me look back on this one. This one is on a weekly. I picked up from here to here because that was our last big drop, and then it took off. So if this would have kept on going down, I would not have used that. I would have went back. And if I had to go back, I would have went from here to here. So I would have started up on top, and I would have come down here. So if you think the stock's going to go up, you start from the top and then go to the bottom. If you think it's going to go down, you start from the bottom and you go to the top. And the reason for that is right now, you can see that all these fib lines are going this way instead of going across the top. So this one I actually started from the bottom and went to the top because it was going down. So I said that wrong. So hopefully that helps you. It depends on what I'm doing as well. If I'm looking at something more long-term, which I'm a long-term option investor, then I am looking at weekly charts more so than I am an hourly or so. An hourly, if you go to an hourly, on this one, I would have taken, well, I would have picked up right here and I'd went to the top if I thought it was going to go down, and and vice versa if you're going up. But if you do an hourly, they're going to be closer. And if you do, like if you thought this was going to go up because of what it's doing there, and if I pick that up and then if I change this all to purple, just so you can see it. So all the purple ones will be the 1 hour, and then the other is the weekly. So fibs aren't 100% exact. It gives you an idea of where it's going. So if we come back to here, and if we look, this would be the weekly. This is the weekly. But if you look at the hourly, you can see that the hourly is picking up a lot of these. So it depends on what you're doing. If you're looking for something for like a couple day swing or something, an hourly works better probably. If you're looking for something that's going to work, say you're looking for something a month out, then I would not do an hourly. I would do the weekly. If you do the weekly, it's usually pretty accurate. And if you look at this right here, you can see that a lot of action is going on there. This went up and touched right there. So the weekly, in my opinion, is better for, if you're doing a week out. If you're trying to do something overnight swing, that's hard to do anyway. But if you did, you'd want to use a smaller one. You'll typically use If you're trading intraday and you're trading on a 1 minute, then you'd go to a 15-minute time frame for the fibs. And if you are going to do, like, say you're trading on a 5 minute, you'd probably want to do a 15-minute as well. If you're trading on 15-minute, then you'd probably want to go to a 1 hour. It's usually about 4 times the amount that you're trading on. So if you're trading on, say, a 1 minute, that would say 4 minute, but I would go to a 15-minute. 15's the least one I do. Sometimes I'll look at a 5 just to see what's going on, but typically a 15. So hopefully that answered your question. Roku, it could still continue to go up. It depends on what it's going to do here. If it breaks through this 180 and it keeps on going here, then I'm going to be bullish. But if we come up and hit that 180, then and it drops down, then I'll be bearish. It will be a bear flag at that point. So just because it's laid out like a bear flag does not mean that that is what it's going to do. So you're doing weeklies and long term now? Yes, that's what you should do. Weeklies and long term, if you're an options trader and you're trying to scalp options, you're going to lose more probably than you make. If you do the way we do in our group, in our Discord group, we teach it nonstop. Right now we're buying September or later. And if you're not plugged into our Discord group, that is one thing you could do that would help your trading now, because we discuss trades like crazy. We do live streams, we pick trades live. We call out our chat in the chat logs and stuff what we're doing, and it will actually help you make more money. But if you're trying to buy today and sell today or sell tomorrow, and you're buying 1 week options, you're going to lose a lot of money. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. I have lost so much money trying to do that, where if I just buy something and if it goes down tomorrow, I just go walk on the beach or something. I don't worry about it. I don't get tore up about it. You just keep on going. And that's what we do in our group. We teach that and try to keep our members to where they're making money. You're going to have a red day every now and then, but the next day is all going to be green. And then you're happy again. So that should help you. So you're doing September and January. Those are good ones, Olivia. Very good ones. Space, I'm on the rocket man here, but I tell you, it really concerns me. I would never be a long-term investor with this. I know people that have stocks when it was real high up in here and didn't sell, and now they're holding it here and they've got $20 in it. So they've actually lost money where, I don't buy stocks long-term. My options is the only thing I really do. There's some stocks, if I know that something's going on with it, I'll buy it and hold it. But for the most part, I'm just scalping at that. If I know something is going to be, a lot more in 6 months, then I'll buy it and hold it. But if they have options, I will buy the options for it. Let's see. If you're serious about trading, the Discord group is well worth it. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. Everybody in our group is making money. If you're losing money, you're not listening. And you're going to have days like today. I said this morning, it's going to be a big sell-off. Don't get panicky. Just take off, turn your computer off, and go away. So space is not something that I would be long-term investor, but space is something that I will play with the options, and I'll do like a 2, 3, 4 day trade on it, and just take the money. When this thing turns, it has a call like Tesla, and with Tesla, it's down. It went down to the 300s again from 980 some. Space is kind of the same thing. It has that call, but everything's sold off. So bullish, yeah, I'd be bullish on it with options, but I'm just not a stock person with it. SPY, same as ES. With SPY, you have the big sell-off again, and the thanks, Louise. We are happy. He loves the group. He's making money in it. We had that big drop-off today, and it had to drop off, I think, in order for it to rally hard. The investors are just getting out of a lot of different things. We have TLT. I'm so glad I sold this thing the other day. I sold right on this tip. I've talked about it over and over. But if you look at this, I sold right on the bottom, not even purposely done. It was pure luck. There was no strategy with that or nothing. It was luck. I was trying to sell rolling through here, but I went ahead and picked a little bit higher target in order to get rid of it to make sure I didn't miss, and I just lucked out and sold there. The people that didn't sell, they're holding. They're going to be bag holding because the bonds are going up. And Will they come down when the market comes down? I believe so, but they're going to be, they're going to be bag holding a while. I purely lucked out selling there. $12,000 I made on this day and this day on TLT. That was this week. Tesla, just mentioned Tesla, it dropped way down and then it started recovering. Today it sold off again. It's following the market. All of them are. And this could easily be a bull flag as well, or a bear flag. So if you had this one, and then if it was coming down to here, then it dropped out. So this could easily sell off and come back down to 360.64. The low was 350 roughly. That was the low. This could easily go back up. I believe in Elon. There is a documentary on him on YouTube, and it is just amazing where the guy came from. Elon is, man, he's just, I think he's an alien, I swear to. He's too smart. You got Twitter. It's the exact same pattern as Tesla. That's why I'm saying that I'm not really banking anything on what Tesla did. Again, this one here, actually, see. Yeah, if you go there and then come back to here, it's kind of the same thing, but this could easily just come right back up. So I would not take too much into this channel. It was a channel for really just one day, a little bit here, a little bit there, but really for less than 48 hours or so that this channel even existed. And it's not really that accurate, but we're going to leave it there. Twitter, I'm bullish. I've got calls on it. VIX is coming down. I'd like to have seen it come all the way down to 35.71 today, but it never, as you can see, when the market reversed, so did it. But I'm still in puts on this, and I'm hoping that it comes back down to the 14-15 range. If we can get down in this range here, I'm going to sell off some of them that I have in April 1st. But I've got some, I think, in May, and I'll hold those and let those ride out. So I'm bearish on VIX. Walmart, what a disappointment to me. I bought calls here, and I bought calls there, and I bought more calls here. So I just keep on buying calls on it. Right here is the target, 113.66. It actually dropped down below, but it did close above that. Closed at 113.97. So with it closing above it, I feel pretty comfortable. That is a bull flag right there that it's actually done. And if you move this, if you move that down and catch that wick and this wick, and then if we drop this down, and then I can move this one back up to right there. So that is more close. So it actually hit where it should have according to this one. So we'll just have to wait on Monday to find out where this opens. If we rage, I'm sure this will go up. We had a lot of good news on Walmart, and it was actually moving good until the news itself got on talking about how great it was doing. And as soon as they started talking about how great it was doing, it just started selling off. So the news is, they're like pumpers and dumpers, I swear. I wish the news would just not mention my stocks, because they do better when they're not on the news. And so anyway, this is long term for me. I'm sure it'll do fine. We've got earnings coming up on 523, I think it is. I think it's 523. And you know that Walmart earnings is going to be good because they don't have any shelves that have anything. It's 519 is when it is. Their shelves are empty of any kind of cleaning products, toilet paper, whatever. It's all gone. So I think Walmart is going to just rebound here and just take off. Earnings, I'm going to start buying some calls that are through earnings, like 30 days past it. Or I'll probably buy September, actually. If I buy September, then I'd feel more comfortable staying in Walmart. And that's a long-term investment for me. So Walmart's there. Come back to ES. We always finish up on ES. Like I said, we talked about this triangle not only on this YouTube channel, but I also talk about it nonstop in our group. If you click down on the bottom, you can, if you don't want to join the group yet, you can click on the Facebook link. Go over there. You can see some profits from a lot of people. Those are not paper trade profits. I don't know of anybody in my group paper trading. I think they are all real money. If they were paper trading, I think I would see it or hear about it. And the profits I see are just, I mean, they're just ridiculous. I mean, they're good. This week I made almost $26,000. I could have sold out enough to make $40,000, but I didn't. because I wanted to go ahead and hold those trades for next week because I'd make more money. So $26,000 this week was my profit. That is my best week I've ever had. I'm very happy with it. And like I said, I could have made a lot more money, but I held my stocks. I didn't just sell it to say I made this much money. I could have easily pushed the 40,000 and done it, but I didn't. Matter of fact, today I took off the majority of the day. Me and my daughter just went out walking around, looking at some boats and looking at the marina, figuring out what we want to do this year. I sold 2 boats in the last year. I'm wanting to get a bigger one, and so we're trying to decide on what we're going to do. And see, can we play earnings on Walmart? You definitely can. What you want to do as far as earnings, and this works with any stock, you don't buy the options the same week the earnings is going on. You buy options now when they're cheaper. If you buy them now, you're going to get a better deal on them. And then whenever earnings come and the IV starts kicking in, because like on this one now, if you go in here to trade, actually we got to go to Walmart. And if we go to here and look at, and see I've got some sell positions here for next week, a little scalp I was doing and ended up getting held up on it. So May, let's see here. See, when was the earnings on that? May? Was it May or? Help me out, guys, here. Yeah, May 19th. So we've got May 19th, and so you would want to play June 19th. You'd want to play June at the earliest, but you're better off to play the September one. So if you play September, and if you think that, so if you go here, and then if I change this, I always keep it on IV, but someone was needing some help with something. So we got IV. Our IV is small. Under 30% is what you want, but under 40 is good. Under 50 is actually pretty good, but under 30 is the best. I'll check Costco, Olivia. I'll check it. So I would buy September's, and your IV is going to be low. A lot of times, you could buy, on this one right here, I would think that we're going to have high earnings, and it wouldn't shock me if let me go back to the chart. We're at 113 now. I think we could easily hit the 132 range, but it depends on what we do between now and then. If we go ahead and go up to that, we're going to change all these fib lines, and I believe that you are going to, we could easily their earnings has got to be good. Their market is just doing great. They're doing the grocery delivery now. They got them where you can pick up front. Their business is just going to take off, or it already has taken off. So I think it would. I think you could probably get in the 135s pretty easy. So if we go back to the trades, and if the 135, so that's going to be 20 points from there. So if we did to get a cheap option, I think if you went into this one here, and you got plenty of open interest, your IV is good, and your profit, if you bought into this one, your profit is immediately going to be good because it's going from 2. Actually, this one right here would be better. If you go to the 155 strike and you buy that one, that's $2 ask and 86. You might even get it less than 86. You can always put an offer in for 50 cents or something and see if it hits. You've got plenty of time until earnings happens. And if Walmart drops more, then these are going to drop. So I would probably go to the 155, and if that happens, then if it goes 20 points, that'd be 135. So your option is probably going to be somewhere between $4 to $6 is what it's going to be worth if it spikes up like that. And if you buy it now, you're going to be growing as you go. Yes, that's Walmart. Yeah, I've played Walmart earnings a bunch. One time I played it, I put $15,000 on it, bought stock. I was in the pre-market, and I made $249 and thought that was great. I sold it, and then when market opened, I bought $1,000 worth of puts, and I rode it all day, and ended up making like $3,200 I made on it with $1,000, where I put $15,000 up and only made $249. So tell me which one's a smart way to play. And I played same week expiration on those, which is dangerous, but I did. So this one, I would say probably your 155 as of now, but when we open on Monday, this is going to change. So, and then Olivia wanted to see Costco. So I played, oops, can't type. I played earnings on this one time, and I went the wrong way with it. And I actually made money. I bought long enough to where I could hold it and come out on it. But let's see, we'll do 1 hour. And what I've done on this one is I've got a fib right here. This has just been consolidating all the way across. So you can actually draw a channel in here. Let's see, is that? It looks like it's almost building a pennant. It is. So if you did from up here and then brought that down to here, we'll have to change some time axis. So let's go up here and change the time axis. If you run out of room, you go to settings, click time axis, and then you hit say 400, and that'll give you more room off to the side. Still not enough. We'll do 600. And what that is how many candles. So it's 600 candles worth of space is what that is. So if we do this and bring that out and then bring our pointer down, then let's see here. It broke through up there. So let's pick up that one candle right there. And actually let me do this so you can see it better. Let's see here. So go back to this again. And the only thing I did was I changed my charting and took all the indicators off so that we can see these lines up here better. So sometimes when you're looking at VWAPs and everything, it's hard to find them. And in this case, it was the same. So we do that one and then this one, so we can come out to here. So we need to change that time axis a little more. This is actually on a 1 hour. Let me go back to a 4 hour. Maybe that'll help. So right there, so we're picking up this candle and that one. And then down here, let's see here. And that actually brings it out about perfect. So I picked up that one and that one. There we go. Now let's bring this down to where we can see it better. Alright, so we picked up that one and I can actually move that one just a little more. There we go. So we're in a pennant, and how I spotted that was I was looking down here and seeing how that was going at an angle to this one, and then I saw that one. So that's why I picked that pattern. These are difficult to trade. Now if you do this one right here, and then let's just make it easier to see the candle. This one went up and touched. This one's going to come down. So Monday we're probably going to touch there. So you could, if you want to scalp on Monday at the end of the day, or whenever it comes down to this one, you could go ahead and buy some calls and come up here. Olivia just mentioned talking about a breakout. Yes, but you don't know which way it's going to break out. That's the whole problem with doing pennants. You just don't know. And I don't like to trade pennants. And now this is in a 4 hours, so you got to think these are big swings here, okay? So when this comes out, this may take a couple days to get there. But usually on the fall, it will get there quicker, okay? So that's the whole problem with doing pennants. So a pennant, it took from here, let's see, if we do a price level or a trend line, if we do from there all the way down to here, that was 8 days. And then from here to there, that was 6 days. And from here to here, it was 7 days. So we're getting shorter. And then from here to there was 5 days. So from here, come on down, we will probably be 5 days again. So we probably have one more day. So when you look at these pennants and draw them out, and then you have your fib lines in, you can kind of know where we're going. But right now, fib lines don't count. Right now, what counts is this pattern. This pattern will overrule those fib lines because the fib lines don't really say where it's going. It's actually looking for this pattern. So Monday, we will probably hit here, and then we're probably looking at buying calls, and we need to call that out so I don't forget. Let's think about this on Sunday. Monday, this is probably going to come to here. And if that starts rallying, that's a good sign that possibly the market's going to rally too, because this will usually follow the market. So that's actually a good one to call out, Olivia. Thanks. You got some good ones. I'll give you that. And earnings, let's see here. Earnings just happened. Let's see, where is it? Let me get pulled up there. Let me go to a daily. Earnings is going to be 528. So yeah, it's not too far away. So your earnings is already coming. So 528, you could play that. But you know, the one thing about Costco, they've really sold out a lot of stuff. But the way this is in this pennant right now, I would be concerned about it. You could get in. The last time I played earnings on cost, I bought calls on it because I thought it was going up. But a lot of times, if it's running up before earnings, it'll sell off. And if you look right here, that's 220, and our earnings was on 3.5. So it's like a week later, and it sold off. And then on earnings right here, it really didn't do a whole lot with earnings. It just stayed in its pennant. So that pennant is coming out on 513, and the earnings is 528, so we're going to be 2 weeks ahead of time. So, but is that right? So, yeah, about 2 weeks ahead of time before earnings. It depends on what's going to happen here. It could actually break out here or here. It don't have to come out to the end. So that's the one thing you got to remember about your pennants. And I'm trying to catch up on your all's writing here. May 20th. We already went over Walmart and Starbucks. Starbucks actually took off today, if I remember right. I was going to play Starbucks and I forgot it. I got way too much money in options right now. Yeah, it actually rallied up today. So let's go back to our regular SPY money charting. That's what I call mine, SPY money. Now, if I go back in, I'm going to take these. I'm going to reset mine because I don't ever use the volume that much. And so I took it off today. There was someone else that mentioned it in the room, and they were wanting more room for their laptop. So Starbucks had been rallying, and then it sold off. So that's what it was. That's a 1 hour chart. And it is the same chart that we've been drawing on every single one. And it actually broke out. So if we come down to here, I mean, it's the same chart. It doesn't matter what you look at. They're all the same. They all follow the market. And at the end, it sold off. So did it sell off because that was an actual bear flag? Or did that sell off just because it was, taking profit for Friday? So I don't know which one it is. Yeah, Costco's been selling everything. There was a guy, I live down in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, and there was a guy who went up over the truck and trailer and bought every single piece of toilet paper they had, took it about 2 blocks down from Costco, parked on the corner, and was selling it to people to make money. So wrong. Wish I'd have thought of it. I'm just kidding. I think it's wrong. People are just hoarding up everything. And the reason they are is because they're afraid they're not going to get it. They don't know when it's going to supply again. So that's what, and those, all this, they're talking about the bad economy, but really this virus has created a great economy for a lot of merchants. And now there's a lot of merchants that are having to shut down. You got bars, restaurants, they got killed. So they're not doing well at all. But then you have the retail. So whenever you go into your S&P 500, you can actually click on the retail part of that and see what is in the S&P 500 and see how they have been running for the last week or so. And if you do that, then you could possibly come out with making a little more money. Target was one that someone mentioned today. I haven't traded Target in a long time, but Target's going to be the same way. And if you can look, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same pattern. I can draw them all day long. It's all the same pattern. And you can see here where I was drawing one up here and it actually broke out and fell down. This one wasn't really a bear flag. This one possibly could be, but that's not much of a pole. So, I think we're going to rally next week. I hope. If we do, then I'll be sipping umbrella drinks somewhere. Y'all got any others? I'm going to go ahead and call it a night if you don't. It doesn't matter what chart we pull up. They're all going to be about the same. And I appreciate you guys showing up and chiming in. It actually helps me as far as knowing which ones to look at. It makes it a little bit better. And then I guess I will see you on the Discord group. For those people that don't know, we do have a Discord group. There's a link down below. The fees and everything are there. It is a paid membership, but as you can see, there's a lot of people in this chat that are making money. And I made $26,000 this week on not a large account. I don't have a $100,000 account in there. I don't carry that much money in it. Carried just over PDT, and I just know how to trade with it. We know how to buy, and we share our trades in the group. A lot of other people do. It's not just me. Everybody shares their trades. We feed off each other, and we're all making a lot of money because of each other, not because of me, but because of each other. And that's what makes the group so special. We've got a lot of good traders in there. We've got some new ones that have $500 in their account or so that just starting out. They're actually, increasing their account. One of them went 43% in a week. That was a brand new trader. So she's actually learning. Then we've got the people that have the $100,000 account that are just like killing it. So it is definitely a good group to get in and check out. You can also check out our Facebook page. And the last thing is please like, share, and subscribe. And this video, I've got 3 likes right now. I'd like to see more. I've got more people in here than that. So let's get some likes, shares, and subscribes. I'd like to get over 100. When I get over 100 subscribers, I can do a little bit more with the YouTube channel, and that will actually help out as far as getting it out more. So you guys have a great day, a great weekend. Stay green, stay healthy, be with your family, love them, hold them, and kiss them.